All right, all right, all right. Hey, how's everybody doing this afternoon? That's good. My name is Nataki Rose, and I'm One Fair Wage National League organizer. Today, we are celebrating Black Women Equal Pay Day. And I'd just like to thank everybody for coming and showing up for us today and celebrating and lifting up Black women today in their wages in the city of Chicago. So right now, I'd like to thank Peyton, the owner of Truth Restaurant, for letting us be here. Peyton is the small business owner. And I'd like to, is Peyton here? She's working. Okay. And I'd like to thank Ms. Moye, Ms. Yvette, come up here, please. From the Corey, and want to recognize folks that have their business. Ms. Peyton, please come up here. Hey, Ms. Yvette, please come up here. These are two Black women that have their business in our communities, that's employing people in our communities, that have well-established business in our communities. And I just want Ms. Payton to come up and give her a shout out.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back, Mayor. I miss my mayor. He's been summoned to come here today. You know, I want to thank everyone for supporting small Black businesses. It's hard on us. You know, I tell the truth. That's why I name it the truth. It's very difficult for us. The resources, I was speaking to Richard yesterday, the resources for small Black businesses is not the same. So it's very difficult as we support the Chicago Workers' Right Week. I'm all in favor of giving raises. We work hard, but we are limited. We are limited to resources, to income, to grant approval. I've been here 10 years, I've never been granted a grant, ever. And I done applied about 3 or 4 times. And it broke me down to tears yesterday when I spoke to Richard. You know, and it's hard on us. But I keep going through prayer, through support of the ones who do support me. We have real support and you have undercover support. But however, I am here to support raising the minimum wage. As I was speaking to Richard yesterday, I have been paying over minimum wage for 10 years.
Wow.
For 10 years. I don't have a revolving door here at Truth. Why? Because I respect my employees, my staff, and whomever come in here. I respect you all. Because we all are human, right? I've been summoned too. So I'm in all favor of whatever it takes to make our staff happy. They have families. We have limited resources on health benefits. So they need money to take care of their families, right? So I'm here to support whatever I can do. And you know, and whenever you need Truth establishment, I'm all in favor. I thank you all for coming to Truth Restaurant. I worked very, very hard. And I just ask you all just not to just support on days like this. You all come out and support us. Yeah. We got good food, don't we?
And your new location on 57th Street.
I have a new location. I've been granted 57th Street Beach.
Yes.
I applied for that 3 years ago.
Yes.
And I finally got that support from the Park District in the city of Chicago.
Yes.
Raising wages and growing.
What you say, Richard?
Raising wages and growing.
Raising wages and growing. And I'm not going to stop here. I'm not going to get discouraged. But I ask you all, don't make today your last day. You all come out and support me. Because without support, we can't pay this. Where am I going to get the money from? So you all support me, and I'm in support of whatever, anything you all have for me to do. I support you all 100 and more %.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Yvette Moyo, and I'm also a business owner, and I echo Peyton's comments that it is not easy. In recent years, we've gone from hourly wages to a consortium of people that some are in the room called Momentum that actually manage our activities at the quarry where you rent our space. We've gone from that model of hourly because it's been so difficult. It's been so difficult to pay everything that we need to pay. If you check our records, we used to pay hourly employees, but getting back into the mix after COVID has been a serious challenge. I commend this, and we've gotten grants, and we've gotten the NOF, Neighborhood Opportunities Fund, we've gotten other grants, everything we can apply for. Sometimes our doors have been open, sometimes we cried because our doors have had to be closed because of economics. But as a woman who used to be a single mom for many years, our wages, particularly as women and heads of households, we've got to do better. We've got to provide a living wage. And so we hire organizations and groups to make sure that they can be supported. But I would love to have more employees. I would love to expand what we do. And without these kinds of conversations, we can't do that. So I commend the mayor for a standing firm. There are opportunities for small businesses to get a little relief, but we've got to put the bottom line situation in place first, that people deserve a living wage to get ahead and enjoy life. And we say the guide to the good life in Chicago, because there is one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to big up to these two black women on Black Women Equal Pay Day. So right now, I'm gonna have our worker speaker to come up, Cheryl Taylor. Come on, Cheryl. I'm gonna bear with Cheryl. It's kind of nervous, but it's okay. It's a great day.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Taylor. I'm a bartender at the Quarry in South Shore. I've been bartending for over 15 years now. I'd like to thank the mayor for standing with us for Black Women Equal Pay Day. Also, I would like to introduce Jackie. Jackie, are you here? From SEIU? Give it up for Jackie, you all.
Hello, hello, hello. You all got to do this again. We got to let the mayor know that we're in this place and what we're here for. One fair wage, and we want one fair wage for all. SEIU has been in partnership and coalition with One Fair Wage since the beginning. And we're going to stay with them until we get one fair wage for all, right? We represent over 92,000 workers in 4 states that do services. They provide services of child care, health care, home care, and nursing home care. Those are essential, but guess what? People that work in restaurants, people that serve us in restaurants are essential as well. And so if we have one fight, it should be the fight for all. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we jumped off a little bit. Chris Williams, please come up here. Carlos Rosa, please come up here. And Carlos will be introducing our mayor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Well, first of all, I love living in Chicago. What a great place. I came here 40 years ago and was door knocking for Harold Washington, and we've come full circle. And this is an amazing thing that Chicago is leading the way once again to get one fair wage for all. I'm an attorney, Chris, and I've with the Workers' Law Office. I've been representing workers from One Fair Wage and helping on policy campaigns around the country for over a decade, and just amazed to see Chicago lead the way, One Fair Wage being implemented here. You know, as many people will tell you, you can't solve a problem until you understand the history of that problem, the roots of it. And we do understand that. In One Fair Wage, we know this is a legacy of slavery, when the labor of some people was worth nothing. And even after slavery, it just became worth the tips that people gave you, but no absolute wage. And that's what the sub-minimum wage is. It's nothing but that. And we ended it here in Chicago, thank you, Mayor. And we need to end it in the state. And we've got momentum to end it around the country. There's efforts in New York, Maryland, Massachusetts, Ohio, and Arizona. There's momentum, there's movement, this is happening. I have to say that the issues affecting tipped workers, particularly women of color, particularly people of color, were so exasperated by the pandemic. I can't tell you how many people I tried to assist in getting unemployment around the country, and they were denied. And the reason they were denied is not because they hadn't worked, is because even though working, they had not earned enough in wages to qualify for unemployment because they were being paid sub-minimum wages. The pandemic exacerbated so many problems. It's a vestige not just of slavery, but of racism, of sexual harassment. We have represented workers throughout the industry who have repeatedly been harassed by customers, by employers, women being told wear dresses that are lower cuts, that are shorter. During the pandemic, women being told drop your mask so we can see how pretty you are and decide how much to tip you. Just puts people in situations to be exploited, to be abused, and it's not surprising that this has resulted in people fleeing the industry and leaving the industry. Leaders like The Truth Here, restaurant owners who recognize the importance of work, the value of work, and are willing to pay the full minimum wage are bringing people back in. I think Peyton said there's no revolving door here. I believe it. This is what we need around the country. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Chicago, for leading the way.
Good afternoon. My name is Carlos Ramirez Rosa. I'm the alderperson of Chicago's 35th Ward on the Northwest Side, and I'm so happy to be here at Truth Restaurant on the South Side, marking Black Women's Equal Pay Day. Equal pay for Black women is an issue that needs to matter for all of Chicago. It needs to matter for Latino Chicago. It needs to matter for white Chicago, Asian Chicago. It needs to matter for men, women of all colors, because it is a travesty that in this country, Black women only make 62 cents of every dollar that white men make. That is wrong. It is a legacy of discrimination, and it must be addressed. And so here in the city of Chicago, we started fighting for one fair wage for the restaurant industry with tips on top over 5 years ago. And it was Black women like Nataki Rhodes who were at the forefront of that fight, because they knew that if we wanted to address, give it one more big round of applause for Nataki Rhodes. Leaders like Nataki knew that if we wanted to address discrimination in the workplace, if we wanted to make sure that Black women that were heads of their households were able to get ahead, put food on the table, put a roof over their heads, kids, they were gonna have to have more money in their pocket. They were gonna have to get one fair wage. And so in the restaurant industry, 56% of tipped workers are women, and 47% of tipped workers are Black and brown women. So that means that when you raise the wage for restaurant workers, who are you helping? You are helping Black women get ahead here in the city of Chicago and across the United States. So this struggle started 5 years ago, but it took this mayor, Mayor Brandon Johnson, to get it done. So I'm so grateful. We are so grateful for this mayor for making this a priority of his administration. Today in the city of Chicago, Black women are getting ahead because Mayor Brandon Johnson made sure that they're getting a raise in the restaurant industry. So without further ado, please give a big round of applause to our champion on One Fair Wage, Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Hey, come on, y'all keep clapping for Alder Carlos Ramirez Rosa. Thank you for your leadership. We also have the Alder of the 21st Ward, Ronnie Mosley. Can you all clap for him? Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Wow. Let's try that one more time. Good afternoon, everyone. There we go. I'm so honored to be with you all today as we recognize and celebrate Black Women's Pay Equity Day. You know, first, again, thank you to Nataki Rhodes. I cannot express how grateful and how slightly afraid I am of you. But thank you for your diligence and your leadership. And of course, to Peyton, let me tell you something. The way black women do stuff, black women are the only creations on the planet that can take the food of another culture. I'm gonna just say it. This is the best black Italian restaurant I've ever had. I'm off script. My speechwriters get upset with me so many times. But I'm just saying, you know, look, black families grew up eating spaghetti, maybe lasagna. But what Peyton has done here at Truth is absolutely remarkable. So congratulations to you, Peyton. You know, Peyton was with me from the very beginning, supporting my quest to become mayor, and the least we can do is to make sure that her business can expand. And so I'm happy that you are loving our people enough to take your brilliance and your talent to carry it out through this incredible establishment. Again, to everyone who has been here, who's been a part of this fight for pay equity, and not just our city, but across this country. You know, it's quite fitting that this year's Black Women's Pay Equity Day falls in July. July 1st, you all know that the minimum wage ordinance went into effect, increasing the minimum wage to $16.20. Ensuring that minimum wage is no longer tiered by large or small businesses. And the one fair wage pay bumps will continue over the next 5 years until every tip worker in the city earns a full and fair minimum wage. Restaurant workers will continue to earn their tips on top of their pay increase. And it's only appropriate that we celebrate this hard-fought victory on Black Women's Equal Pay Day. Because you all know it is the hard work and the brilliance and the ingenuity of black women that have saved this democracy. And we're gonna need you to do that again, sisters. But it also represents the nation's first of real opportunity for us to break down these institutions of racism. And making sure that black women in particular are not just hired, but they're paid what they are worth is important to me as not just mayor of the city of Chicago, but as a black man. And one fair wage is critical for leveling the playing field in Chicago, ensuring that a living wage for the city's tip workers, of which Alderman Rosa has already articulated, 40% of whom are people of color and 50% of whom are women. And despite progress in Chicago, black women still face significant disparities. Those disparities are not just here in Chicago, but they are nationwide, earning just 62 cents for every $1 paid to a white man. This is not just about creating real economic opportunities for our community, but this is about making sure that there's real financial stability, security, and reliance to make sure that there are greater protections in the workplace, particularly against harassment and retaliation. I can go on, but I will close with this. I'm happy that we're not only celebrating the fact that we have this great moment with one fair wage for all, but I'm also happy that we are celebrating the Chicago Paid Leave and Paid Sick Leave Ordinance that passed last year. You know, this past November, and it went into effect July 1, it guarantees up to 5 days of paid vacation time and 5 days of sick time for all Chicago workers who work at least 80 hours within a 120-day period. But we must continue to fight for pay equity to protect the rights of black women in the workplace. And we must create better economic opportunities for future generations to come. Now, as a West Sider, I don't always quote South Siders, but I'll do it this time. Simmer down, y'all. But in the words of Shaka Khan, as she so eloquently articulated, that I am every woman, it's so deeply inside of me. And anything that you want done, she says she does it naturally. Now you gotta finish it. Oh. So for every single black woman that's inside of all of us, we celebrate that the wages are being raised, that dignity and respect is being brought to the workplace, and that the disparities, particularly in wages, the gap between black women and white men is now smaller. And so with that, I want to present to you all, to the city of Chicago, a check. This check is the estimated amount that workers will earn in the city of Chicago collectively as a result of this ordinance. Come on, Nataki, come on up here, come on up here, come on up here.
So if one fair wage workers, Cheryl and everyone could come up here, please.
Come on, y'all. $1.4 billion for workers. Where's Jackie Algie? Come on,
Jackie! Reverend Wilson! Reverend Wilson! Rainbow Push! Payton!
Get on over
Rainbow Push! Thank you for all your support!
Sorry.
Breakfast!
Everybody's looking right here.
Can we get one fair wage on 3?
One fair
All right, thank you all. Congratulations.
Yeah.